This is the Altitude Daily Podcast. Everything you can't miss from today on Altitude Sports Radio. Mosher, Lombardi, and Kane.
Hockey claims that they don't flop. They flop.
Well, Dallas does, and it's starting to get like.
Yeah. Hockey has this distinction that we're not the NBA. We don't flop. Oh, really? You watch games? Because I see flopping everywhere.
Can I say this? It had absolutely nothing to do with the loss. Absolutely nothing. But when you have the captain of a professional hockey team pull crap like that,
insane.
It's such a bad look.
So what Moshe's talking about, by the way.
It's a really bad. It's a jagwad look. I'd be embarrassed if it was me.
So
you would never see the captain of your Colorado Avalanche ever pull a stunt like that.
What Moshe's talking about here is that this time, was it 4-2 or 5-2? I think it was 5-2 at this time, right? Mm-hmm. Where the game felt like it was pretty much in hand already. But plays going the opposite way.
Time left, and now you got to go to the
hang on. Plays going the opposite way. Hanging over by in the Avs end, kind of by themselves, is Josh Manson and Jamie Benn. Manson's just kind of like, he's not even looking at Jamie Benn. He's skating forward. He's got his stick up around his chest area. And what Ben does is skate and put his face directly in the stick and fall down.
Yeah.
And that is one of the most insane things that I've seen from, again, tough guy, like Jamie Benn likes to bill himself as, tough guy hockey player. Insanity.
Well, what's crazy is the game was already over at that point. It wasn't necessary because the game was over. So not only was it a crazy flop, but it just was at a time where you didn't need it. It's not like the game was in question. It was a 5-2 game. What are we doing?
Dude, if that stick touched his face, I'm an Argentinian parachutist. I mean, my butt. I don't want to sit here and talk about officiating all day. I'm just saying it's a bad look by their captain. It's a look that if you're a professional hockey player, you should be embarrassed to pull stuff like that. And I guarantee you that the Avs are going to the referees are going to look at that today and go, man, golly, did he make a fool of us?
But they've done that like every game. If they haven't looked at it yet, like
understood.
I asked Bednar about it last week, remember? Where I was like, when Marchment grabs a guy's stick and then jumps in the air and falls down, like, do you guys send that to people to look at? And he goes, oh, yeah, we have the refs look at it. So they're aware of it, but they keep getting away with it.
The Altitude Daily. The Morning Sprint.
You're not watching a first-round series. It just so happens that it's being played in the final week of April.
Yeah,
but these are two of the best teams in the league in the Western Conference. And when you have those two teams going head-to-head against each other, you're going to get a series like this. It's going to be split 2-2, and one team is going to be facing elimination. Every series in the Western Conference going into last night tied at 2-2. One of these teams that goes down 3-2 is going to win 2 straight and come back and go into the second round. One of these teams is the Western Conference Stanley Cup representative.
Between the Avs and the Stars.
Well, I think it's between the Avs and the Stars. Throughout the whole West, I do firmly also believe that one team that goes down 3-2 is going to come back and win 6 and 7.
Raj, I want to go back to the conversation about Jared Bednar. And I'm going to be fully candid that you, I think, have been fair. And I think a lot of our listeners at times think that our station in general was really hard on the Nuggets. And I would say that our constituents, our listeners, the viewing public in the state of Colorado has been very, very hard on the Denver Nuggets. We've been very critical of the Denver Nuggets. And at times it feels like because of the remaking that Chris McFarland did of this Avs team, for whatever reason, not nearly as critical, not nearly as skeptical of the Avs. What really is the big difference between these two teams? The Avs in their, not even the Western Conference, in their division, they were the 3 seed. Okay, what were the Denver Nuggets in the entirety of the Western Conference? The 4 seed. They essentially had identical regular seasons, did they not?
Pretty much.
They both have superstars at the top of their lineups. Denver's obviously got Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, superstars. Certainly best player on planet Earth, Nikola Jokic. Avs have superstars, and you can just straight Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, Val Nichushkin. You got superstars. The reality of the situation, though, Raj, is this. If you do lose in the first round with this much talent, and you lose to a team that doesn't have their best D-man skating this entire series in Miro Heiskanen, and don't have their best offensive threat in Robertson, this is one of their major failure.
The Altitude Daily. Columbus, Hastings, and DMAC.
Yes. But one thing that does seem clear for the Avs over this series is they can't get the power play right. They're three attempts at it, only 6 shots on goal. What can they do to change that up or make it better?
I just look back at last year when you go up against the Winnipeg Jets and Connor Hellebuck in the first round, right? Everybody was asking that, how are we going to beat Hellebuck? How are you going to beat Hellebuck? And then the Avs were able to put up 4+ goals, it seemed like, every game. And there's a reason why they were able to do that, is because of the net front presence they have. And just like you guys were talking about with Gabe, standing in front of the net, holding his ground, creating chaos in front of the goalie. I was never a goalie, but I coach kids, and I've asked goalies before, what do you guys hate the most? And every single goalie will say traffic. And there's not one goalie that goes, you know what? I love traffic. I love chaos in front of my net. I love it when defensemen shoot it from the point and I can't see it. I've never heard a goaltender say, hey, that's great. I love being in that situation. No, goalies in the NHL, if they can see a puck from the point, they're going to make that save 99.9% of the time.
Unless it hits you in the shoulder and freakily goes in.
Well, that's why, but that's traffic in front again he's talking about. It's banging off somebody.
All right.
Exactly. So for me, I think Val Nichushkin, personally, Val does not need to be on the second power play unit. I think you put him right in front of the net because he is the best player on the team. And maybe he's fighting Gabe for that situation, but he is the best player on the team for his size and his ability to get tips on pucks. I find that the Avs power play, when it's really successful, Cale Makar is really good at getting shots through. But again, if a goalie's going to see Cale Makar's shot from the blue line all the way in with no traffic and maybe just a stick in the way, he's going to make that save. But when Val is standing in front of the net, he does such a good job of taking the goalie's eyes away because he's willing to stand right in front of the goaltender. And then he's able to get tips. He's able to get rebounds. So again, I think you got to throw Big Val in front of that.
Okay, so you take Natchez off power play 1?
Yeah. What has Natchez done on
Nothing.
power play?
Overpass.
I gotcha.
Yeah, overpass, and he's got one-timers with virtually the entire mid to upper part of the net available, and he shoots it 3 inches off the ice. Now, did he miss it? I don't know, but you do those little drills in practice where guys are passing it to you and you're one-timing it from the side of the net and you're putting that bar down 99 out of 100 times. So in a big game, in a big moment, you have to put that in. If Natchez scores there, all of a sudden the game is 1-1, right, on that power play. But he doesn't bury there, and then all of a sudden Dallas scores another kind of fluky goal to make it 2-0 going into the first intermission. So again, he has to bury there. It's kind of, hey, what have you done for me lately?
The Altitude Daily. Kretman and Lindahl.
What does it do to a hockey team when you give up a stupid goal 9 seconds into a game the way the Avalanche did last night?
Yeah, that was that was a tough one. And honestly, I'll say this, and there's no way to really review it or even see it. First of all, Dallas, that building is a notoriously dark building.
Okay.
So when that puck goes up in the air, it's really, really hard to keep track.
Because they got all those green lights and everything. It's all for effect, right?
Yeah, it's green lights. It's really dark seating in there. And that building, I've played multiple playoff series in there, obviously played in there quite a bit during the regular season. It's a notoriously dark building. So when that puck goes up, way up in the air like it did on the initial goal, it's really hard to kind of keep track of it. And obviously the Dallas players are a little bit more accustomed to it. And Wyatt Johnston was on top of it and kind of saw where it was going. Now, he took the shot from the goal line. I'm sure Mackenzie Blackwood would love to have that one back. But yes, 9 seconds into the first period of a really, really important game that you're trying to back up a statement win from Game 4, and you're down 1-0. Now, there's some cardinal sins in hockey, and a goal in the first minute of a period, a goal against in the first minute of a period, a goal against in the last minute of a period are both cardinal sins. Well, the Avs did that in the first period last night. Gave up a goal in the first minute, gave up a goal in the last minute, and then gave up a goal a minute and a half into the second. So really just shooting themselves in the foot. It was a tough bounce on the first goal, but, in the end, the second goal was, it's a 4-on-2 coming back against the Avs at the end of the period that Blackwood makes the initial save and then can't find it in the air, and just kind of a terrible bounce there. And then you really shoot yourself in the foot early in the second period, going down 3-0 on a odd man rush against, which I can't say that there were many of them in Game 4 that the Avs gave up. I can think of maybe one odd man rush against. So there was a lot of, I think a lot to look at on video today and tomorrow for the coaching staff and the players. And hopefully they can get a big bounce back in Game 6 and keep this thing going.
Simple question, maybe even a stupid question, but I can't figure it out. What is the difference between them actually shooting and going to the net, following the puck, shooting quickly, shooting earlier on the power play, and when they don't? Why do they change up like that, John? Because again, Rycroft, I know you heard it. Rycroft said at the end of the second period, passed up way too many one-timer chances in that second period last night.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the, that's kind of when the Avs get stagnant on the power play, especially. But, when it just doesn't seem like they're generating enough, a lot of it can go back to either being trying to kind of make the perfect play, because the Avs are a very skilled team. And we talk about this in the playoffs so often that, playoff hockey, those windows that are open in the regular season that the Avs exploit, I think, more than most teams, are just not there as much. Now, they're there occasionally, but part of that is, you have to take the shots when they are available to you, and then it makes the defending team think twice about, okay, is he going to shoot or is he going to pass? Whereas, the Avs, when they pass up good looks, other teams key on, hey, we know that they're going to try and make that extra pass and look for the seam pass or the backdoor play. And realistically, when you have Cale Makar and you have Nathan McKinnon and now you have Gabe Landeskog on that top unit, at times you just have to hammer shots and outnumber the Dallas Stars at the net. And I think they did that really well in Game 4. And then some seams will open up, some more passing lanes. But when you consistently pass up on shots and try and make, the turn up and the skill play, those get gobbled up more in playoffs than in the regular season.
You've been listening to the Altitude Daily. Catch us live weekdays on 92.5 FM, the Altitude Sports Radio app, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR, youtube.com @Altitude Sports Radio, and your favorite smart speaker. Say Altitude Sports Radio.